Okay, so this is the Undercliff Bonchurch end. There's kind of Ventnor looking west where that church spire is. Woody Head just right of that. This is the Undercliff. Around Bonchurch, so large kind of well timbered gardens, lots of cover, bit of a nightmare to work, but great if you connect with a kind of an autumn tit flock. Had a few yellow, 2 or 3 I think it is, yellow-browed warblers in recent autumns. There's Woody Bay, no sorry, there's Monk's Bay down the bottom, kind of looking southeast now. So I've had male and female serin in the 90s down there. I'm amazed they don't breed down there, probably do. And I'm sure serins are regular, but I very rarely watch this area and nobody else does. Apart from down on the coastal bit around Monk's Bay, which a couple of local birders do very regularly. East Dean, where I had a crag martin flying off the sea. Well, it didn't fly off the sea, I just had it over the building. A couple of Aprils ago, I only had it for about 14 seconds and it was rejected because I didn't describe the undercarriage of it. I literally wrote the description kind of there and then, just after it flew off. So, just didn't occur to me to describe the underside. I didn't really notice it, but I'd seen lots of crag martins in Eastern Europe at that time and I knew what it was, so hey ho, rejected. So Nansen Hill over there, and then this is kind of Luckham Down, which is a fabulous sort of south-facing area of chalk downland. At the base of the chalk downland, where the gardens of those houses meet the chalk downland, you've got a fence line which is really good for spotted flycatchers and redstarts and philosks in the autumn, as you would expect. Very good in spring as well, but I very rarely go up there. Sort of lovely chalk grass and full of Adonis blues and burnt tip of pyramidal orchids and chalk hill blues, all the things you would expect on outstanding south-facing chalk grass and owned by the National Trust. So panning background. So I do my visible migration watches just beyond that spire over there in Ventnor. But the Undercliff actually narrows right down here, so I would assume the migrants would be compressed into a narrower area here, so it'd be well worth doing visible migration watches here. So I get hordes of kind of swallows and martins and chaffinches and meadow pipits and flocks of goldfinches and siskins mixed together and redpolls and goodyears. So really strong movements of birds, kind of narrow kind of band of birds. They would be narrowed right down here, I think, so it'd be a good area to watch them. Kind of mid-September to early November at the peak times. So you could easily come up here, I think, and just park in this free car park and hang about at these benches and watch some really good visible migration. And if you're really ambitious, go down into the Undercliff there and in the autumn look at the tit flocks that go through. To be honest, this area isn't as good for birds in autumn for some reason as kind of further west Ventnor and going west from Ventnor. Just the numbers of birds seems to be lower here. I don't know why, because directly above here on the chalk, migrants are really common. And just the summit of this is Ventnor Downs, which is an excellent area of visible migration. Good for raptors in, honey buzzers in September and other kind of raptors flying through. So yeah, really good area, well worth watching. But I don't really. So